this is Boss Tweed right there. Is there a resemblance? And this is Tammany Hall. Man, does this game blow my hair back. I really like this game. It's 3 to 5 players, and it's a area control. There's some elections. There's all kinds of fun stuff. You play it in 16 rounds. But before I tell you a little more about this game, it's flavor text time. Here's the manual. Hey, something interesting if you guys didn't know about this. Look this. Look at this here. I found this interesting. One of the people that helped develop this game was, can you see that? Martin Wallace. So if you're a Martin Wallace fan, there's some Martin Wallace influence in this game. And I kind of feel that, okay? Designed by Doug Eppert. It's a very cool game. But anyway, flavor time. Flavor text time. Tammany Hall was the political machine that dominated New York City politics by organizing the immigrant populations. While the organization's influence spanned from its founding in the 1790s to its collapse in the 1960s, this game is set roughly between 1850 and 1870, the era of Boss Tweed. The game board is based on a map of Lower Manhattan in New York. The actual physical location of Tammany Hall moved several times through its history, and one more time for the sake of our game. So yeah, they placed Tammany Hall in a slightly different area in this game here. Oh, and before I say any more, Tammany Hall. Oh, but this is the original Tammany Hall, right? And I have an interesting story about this. When Pandasaurus Games decided to bring this game back from the dead on Kickstarter, I had an original copy of this. So I would walk around, here in South Florida at some of the gaming events, and I went to Los Angeles to hang out with a friend of mine, and we went to some gaming events there, and I was the prettiest girl in the room. I mean, I would carry this game with me, and everybody would look at me. I played this game a ton of times back then because everybody, when this was on Kickstarter, everybody wanted to play this game. So yeah, I have the original copy of it, and it's true. Pandasaurus Games did improve. The box is a little nicer. They did improve the map, some of the little components. Here's the map. I mean, this is just a gorgeous map. What Pandasaurus did with this map was they made the lines. Can you see some of that? And people are probably thinking, "Gee, Alex, why don't you just put this stuff on the table and properly show us the game?" What Pandasaurus did was they made the lines on the between certain areas more visible, right? The black line there is a little more visible. It's a nice board. Another thing I like about this board, and this is in the original as well. Check this out. The game itself has a cheat sheet on it, so it's not hard to play because. Right there, sequence of play. It tells you exactly what you need, everything you need right there on the board. So once you read the rules, you read the rules once, and I think you're ready to go because the board really helps you out as you play. Now the Pandasaurus version, and I know they're releasing, doing a second printing of this game now. I think it'll be out, September 15th. And by the time you see this video, it's probably out. And they made a couple more changes. One of the changes Pandasaurus Games made to the second printing of Tammany Hall is these stickers here. The different immigrant tokens, influence tokens, like for instance in this version, they just, here are the Italians here, they just come like that, and you're supposed to put these stickers in. In the new version, they already printed a little Italian flag on those, and you have here the Germans, and the Irish. So, these are your little tokens there. These are your mayors, for your color. These are very nice little wooden pieces. And look at this wonderful bag. I'm assuming something similar is going to come in the second printing. But components, I mean, just wonderful for this game. So basically, you're playing this game in 16 turns, right? So at the end, 16 years, right? So at the end of every 4 years, there's an election, and that's why the, I guess, manipulation of those immigrant tokens are important. The board will be set up like that, right? And at the castle garden down here, immigrants will be coming into that area, and from there they get sort of populated into the different areas. And then there are elections. So if like a particular area here is contested by a couple of different mayors, then there's sort of a hidden bidding process, and that's why you'd need those influence tokens, because you will keep them closed in your hand. The other players don't know how many you have. They can keep track of it, but they don't know exactly how many you have or how many you're willing to play for that election, because maybe you're more, you're battling here, but you're interested in another area up here more so than down here. So maybe you open your hand and you have no influence tokens. And the thing with the influence tokens is that they're gone. Once you play, even bid, you could lose the election, and you're still going to have to get rid of the influence tokens that you had in your hand. So they're hard to come by, and you have to balance that out. So area control, elections every 4 years, and then after the first election, they have offices, right? Let me show you some of these cards here because I think they're really cool too. Where are they? Here they are. And by the way, these much nicer. In the original game, they came as just regular cards. And here it's just this real thick cardboard. Deputy mayor. You have the mayor, and the mayor. If you become the mayor, you will give these to. You will decide what the other players are going to be. So maybe you'll hand this chief of police to one of the other players, and the council president to another player, and they all have their own little advantages and abilities. So the mayor can change throughout the 16 years, and basically it's, like I said, an area control game. And elections, you're going to be manipulating the immigrant cubes on the board, and some areas will be contested by other mayors. You'll have the elections. You'll get your influence tokens. Now, some people, Tammany Hall, oh, it's such a mean game. Look, there are slander tokens here, right? These little tokens here, they're slander tokens, but it's not real slander. It's not like somebody's writing a story up on you in the local newspaper. It's just a game. I understand if you're not into that kind of game, but it's sure, it can be mean, but chess can be mean. You're not going to let somebody take your knight, because if you move your knight on that turn, you're going to fork their queen and rook, and you go, well, that's kind of mean, so I'm not going to do that. Let them take the knight. You don't do that. It's a game, and you have fun, and this game's a lot of fun. It does, get you riled up a little bit, because you're vying for those areas, and sometimes you'll lose those elections, or you won't have enough of the influence tokens, and but you always manage to do something. And by the way, going back to the slander token, if you want to be nice and not use because the slander token allows you to do something in the game, but if you choose not to use a slander token, you get two of them. At the end of the game, they're worth a point each. So you can just say, I've played many games. Not for being nice, just because I didn't get around to using my Slander tokens. They're worth a point each at the end of the game, so I get a couple extra points. So it's a really cool game, 3 to 5 player. I really enjoy this, and I'm really happy that Pandasaurus is putting out a second printing of Tammany Hall.